What's going on? Move the mouse here back in City Skylines. Let's play Season 9, the town of Swampscott. It's better than it sounds. And in today's episode, we're at 69,000 population. We need a bunch of commercial and industrial. And I feel like we need a university too. At least that's what I was thinking, but maybe we can wait on that just a little bit. Although we do need coverage over here, right? It's not the best. We've got one up here. All those people are university educated. None of these people are. I'd like to think they'd make the same trip, but there's no public transport over here that gets them up to that university. So maybe we'll think about that. But we're well into the green, so I did upgrade this area a bit off camera. I forgot to mention this one. Really simple and straightforward. All I did was stamp down more of the plantations, dropped in a row of warehouses. Half of those are storing timber, half are storing paper, and we're producing some of that over here and then using all of what we've developed into furniture. So this is a self-sustaining factory building right here. Self-sustaining in that we can drop this in the forestry area, and 100% of goods produced in the forestry area. Now if we jump into this one, we're gonna take a look at what's happening here. We can see that all of it's happening on our own production, which is good. We're not importing anything. Everything's happening right here in this zone that we need to produce. I think if we inspect the factory directly, that'll give us some understanding of what's happening supply chain wise. We're actually pretty even on paper and timber, which is good, and cranking out furniture. If we want to try and make a little bit more money, we can. Cost us more to increase the production rate, but as long as we have supply, it should keep cranking it out. Speaking of supply, what's going on over here? We just don't have enough stuff on the edge of the zone. So these are taking the raw forest products, turning them into timber. And these two at the end are turning them into paper. I never noticed that was animated before. It's actually sending stuff up that little conveyor belt. Of course. Of course. They should be right here. It should be fine. They'll be here any second. Maybe the helicopter will get here first. What put it out? Okay, helicopter. I was going to say. The fire just goes out? That doesn't happen. Not around here. Not around these parts. What happened? Huh? We don't have any demand for it, so we'll just clear out these abandoned houses. Now, what are you complaining about? Not enough services? Low land value? Is it really that low over here? Where's the dollar sign? Low land value? You're in a green, which is better than blue, which is halfway, which is obviously way better than over here, where there is no value to the land next to the trash processing complex and the prison. Apparently no one wants to live there. But yeah, what's this guy's problem? I mean, I'll tell you what his problem is. Low land value and abandoned. I was going to move him out anyways. Dog park. That was weird. Is it going to let me put it a little bit off the road? Let's do that. We moved out one extra person. That's okay. Let's move some people in there. Why not? What's the worst thing that could happen if you move in there? You get flooded eventually. 70,000. So, airport, cargo, airport, an extra area. We'll get our last area, monuments, and the international cargo hub and metropolitan airport. I'm pretty excited about that last one to get that dropped in. But let's meet the demand that we've got right now. Where can we get some more industrial and some more commercial space in. I think right up here. Let's take a look at what we did for zones up this way. So a bit of commercial over here, I think would be all right. That power is already spreading just fine, even before we drop anything else in, so we can delete those power lines altogether. We'll make all that strip commercial. And then since this shares kind of a back street with residential, well, that's a little crooked. Let's do that. And then this can be office. They don't mind the pollution, and they'll give us a little bit of a buffer zone. Kind of surprised that I had residents that close to recycling plant over this way. Do we fill this in? Just for the heck of it? Just because we need it right now, we can always trim it back later on. Somebody mentioned something which I do need to clean up at some point. And I guess while I'm mentioning that, I started a district around the city, and you may notice if you're a channel supporter, your name is probably up there. If you are a patron, I haven't finished renaming the districts yet, so apologies. I just happened to start going through in order. So you'll notice that a lot of these districts are named, but more importantly, there are districts where there were not districts before, which allow us to start stamping down more options for our city. And someone had mentioned in the comments that we go from here in the IT cluster, very, very tall, to high-rise band buildings on the other side of it. It should be more like this, where we have non-high-rise band buildings, so high-rises are possible, and they're a little bit shorter, and then we want to kind of stack that down. So on this side, kind of the way I intended it, but over here it just drops off a lot. So we'll have to do a little bit of a split over here where it's not high-rise band. Let's take a look over here. Okay, they were getting up here. That's good, because there is this little neighborhood up this way that last time I checked was not the best fire safety, so I'm gonna be careful on that one. Now we've got room back here, and we may as well use it because we need it. This road was here just for a turnaround for the dump. But we'll come all the way out to the highway, because we need the zoning right now. We need the growth, and if we end up backing things down after the fact, that's totally fine. Come on, autosave. Catch up, please. All right, let's do this. Let's connect this up. Just making a bunch of space back here. I didn't reserve any space for pedestrian paths, but hopefully that won't be too big of a deal. Let's we'll just office zone all this for now. More than we need, but we'll throw them in over here by the highway. We'll get one more little commercial pocket out of that. Let's let that play at 3 times speed for a minute and see where our demands land. We are starting to fill up the space quite a bit. Where are we on? Let's go 3 times speed. I think I paused it there. Any emergency pop-ups that require attention? A little bit of noise complaint here. That street looks very busy because we can't get the traffic out here. There's not a lot of backup on the road that way. It's all this way where it's coming in from the highway. So we need other routes to get here. We need another highway that comes in maybe from this side, gets people to our casino, which seems to be very popular still. The occasional worker problems here that is education related, and I think some of that might be just the fact that, you know, we just moved in a huge part of our town. They are not university educated yet, at least. They've been through elementary. They're working on high school. Come on. The fires all the time. Why did that helicopter not put out that fire? All right. We'll take it. We could probably get some more people in up here on this peninsula if we wanted to flatten a little bit. And this side, I mean, we're pretty tight up against the train track, so I think we just end up filling this in with trees, just as a temporary placeholder. I keep meaning to go back in and fill more of these in. It's a little easier on PC because you can just do a brush that is a bunch of different trees, but, you know, come through here, turn your strength up, make a pass with one brush that you want to kind of be your predominant primary tree. Let's do that half for now, and then just mix in some others. A little bit of color and size difference. Just kind of spam some around there. It gives it a less mechanical look. You know, it doesn't even have to be that full. Just some trees help separate out the zones visually a bit. So yeah, this is something that we'll need to work on. All this traffic is slowing down this traffic, which is slowing down people getting out to the main street. Lots of people moving around down there. So we need to think, we do need to think about transport options for over here, because we dropped this in, but there's no routes. There's nothing over here helping people get around. Let's drop in. I think we can get a metro station right there. Let's see. Maybe we could do something over here in the corner. Works. Next to the elder care. Let's see. Where do we hook in from, though? We've got a metro stop down here we could piggyback off of. Let's do this. We'll get out our tracks. Freeform. And let's swoop this around back behind here so that we can come at it from this way. Those two are really close together. Probably closer than we need. But that's okay. We need something over here to get them connected in. No, you snapper. I did not mean to do that. So apparently if you can snap it to roads, even when you're underground. So I did that. Did not mean to do that. Okay, so quick line from the end of this one over to here. Adding stops along the way and on the way back. So now we've got a casino line. And hopefully people will jump lines a little bit. It might reduce a little bit of traffic. It's not gonna make the biggest difference in the world. I was gonna say it's not gonna light the world on fire, but let's not use that phrase in my cities. But it should do the trick. It should help out a little bit. Let's look at our traffic over here. We're at 75%, which is definitely considerably lower than where we were. I think we were hovering around 85, 80 to 85 pretty consistently. This has always been a problem. This is a little slow. This is not too bad. Lots and lots of people moving around. Hey! All right. So water. Looks like we forgot that up here. Sorry. They're paying just as much in taxes up here not to have access to clean drinking water. That should cover everything. Let's see. Hopefully all the pop-ups go away. And now our demand is down to just commercial. Let's get a couple of those in here on the end. Is this filled in yet? We'll do that. I don't know if that was an office that was moving in, but we'll find out soon enough. So I think temporarily over here, I'm going to run a road, a straight boring road out here. Nothing too fancy, nothing too flashy. Just out of necessity. We're going to drop in the airport right here. So let's do that. We'll get it powered and watered as a kind of temporary placeholder. Is it just the building that needs to be watered? I feel like it is, but I could be wrong. It looks like it stopped complaining. So just a temporary placeholder for us to have an airport. Maybe bring some people in. Although I'm not entirely sure off of that. We'll see. We'll see how many people get serviced there. Okay. People are complaining over here. Not enough workers for all these new businesses that got spun up. But we had a ton of demand for both commercial and industrial. So we want to kind of try and keep those a little bit flatter so that problems like this don't happen. So there is enough workforce out there to support those new businesses when we stand them up. You guys getting all backed up again? Even on 200% on the line? And it doesn't make a difference. I don't know if you remember here. There's constantly a couple hundred people waiting. So they really love their helicopters. I think it was Titan that mentioned it in the premiere chat the other day, but very good eagle eye. Noticed that the imposing structures on the skyline of the solar updraft towers were gone, and now they are upgraded to nuclear power, which pollutes just as little, which is to say not at all, and provides a lot more power for the city. So that is our temporary placeholder until we get to the fusion monument, which at this point really isn't that far off. We need 15,000 people to move into the city. Where are we going to move them in? Probably right over here. This makes the most sense, and then we can kind of repurpose this area. Initially, I was thinking of buying this tile for the Metropolitan Airport, but I think we're going to make do with what's over here. We're going to have to really rethink this particular exit. And maybe even rethink this altogether. I at one point I mentioned we're going to get rid of the commercial businesses here. We need this to be highway through here with an exit kind of that takes you this way. Maybe we'll have a roundabout on the ground that we can exit down to, and we'll make this elevated highway that comes through here. I think that would make the most sense with what we've got here. So we'll rip up this road, keep this roundabout, elevate the highway over it, exit to this and this interchange. It's going to be a lot of stuff going on right here, but I think we can make it work. And we can, instead of so many helicopters, I want to like swat at the screen to tell them to go away. We can maybe carry this down across the river, or at least exit it, right? If not a full highway, an exit ramp that runs, you know, to here to deliver traffic into what will probably most likely be our next residential area. If we're going to move 15,000 more people in, we're going to need a pretty sizable area, and this is going to be the spot. So we'll piggyback off of this for now. The traffic's going to get, you know, even worse over here. but eventually we'll have another exit. We'll start trimming things down. There's a lot we can do. Check back on Friday for another episode of Swampscott. I think we'll knock out that residential area, get to the point where we can move in that last bit of the population, get us up to that top tier milestone of 85,000 population. And then hopefully we can get the Sunset Harbor uniques and things like that in there also. There's still some things that I haven't earned and unlocked, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. We must be pretty close on those, right? If we haven't unlocked them. Okay, so we've unlocked all 6 levels, but what do we need to do to unlock? That is disasters. Where are my sunset buildings? Isn't there a sunset unique? Wait, did I unlock it already? Just by putting in the airport? That's the only requirement? I assumed there was going to be something else there, so we'll put this right across the street from the regular airport for now, just to see what it does. The noise bubble's not as bad as I thought it was going to be for a giant happiness effect, so that's actually not going to impact too many people, but we'll, yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. We'll see what kind of stunt flying they do. Well, we'll keep an eye on it. Maybe there won't be any... Oh, I was going to say, maybe there won't be anything too exciting to see right now, but... Let's see, can we follow the stunt plane? Come on, come on. There we go. Follow. Do that. Follow it right there. Can we go into... Okay, no, as soon as you get off the map, it's like, no, you can't follow me. Alright. Well, he's up there somewhere. I feel like he disappeared because that looks like a regular plane. Okay, there they go. Where do they fly into? Do they do any stunt flying? I thought that's what the Aviation Club was. Or is it just... Alright, well. It's something. You get smaller planes flying around the city. More things to make it feel more alive. Should we water this while we're here? Just because, I guess so. We'll do that for now. We'll call it quits. We'll bring up our cinematic camera and say thank you so much for tuning in today. You know, there's going to be little bits of maintenance and things that aren't necessarily the most fun or the most exciting developments for our city. But I think in the next episode, I'm just going to stamp down a bunch of, well, hopefully stamp down a bunch of residential and get everybody up to that 85,000 population. And then we can start planning out uniques and the monuments, plan out a couple little areas of the builds, and start to tune and tweak and finalize really where we want things to go. And at that point also, it's time to think about Transport 2.0, because we've got stuff that's been dropped in there out of necessity. It's not one big cohesive transport empire, and I'd like to do a little better than I usually do on some other maps, so stay tuned for that. The how-to series is also going on right now, so if you're a newer player, those are kind of running alternate days. Let's Plays are Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then I'm trying to do the other how-tos, I don't know, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday? We'll see. We'll see what I can keep up with from a schedule perspective. Trying to crank out stuff for you right now because I know a lot of people have a lot of questions and you seem to really be enjoying the content. So regardless of whether you are a city's veteran or brand new to it, I hope you'll find something on the channel for you. If you enjoyed the video, likes help so much, so drop a like. It is really appreciated. If you're new here, subscribe for more and consider hitting the bell to get updates for this and other series. Again, I've got a Let's Play and a how-to series going on right now. Do the occasional live stream when I can, but content definitely Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I'm trying to kind of double up on that right now just because there is a ton of interest and a ton of questions, and it's one of the best ways I can help. Follow me on Twitter and join the Discord if you want to get involved in the discussion. If you got a question, it's a fantastic place to ask. Awesome group of people over there, fans of cities, fans of the channel. Come on by, stop in and join us. If you'd like to support the channel, links to that and all those other things are in the description down below. But until the next one, when I think we'll be a little bit more organized next episode, so we'll kind of show you the last steps of our grind to 85,000, and then we can start to trim things back a bit. Until the next one, from the town of Swampscott, It's better than it sounds. This is Move the Mouse, signing off.